The NACOGDOCHES saddle test. Is it the best saddle? So welcome and thanks for watching. Hopefully I'm going to be able to answer that question for you with a test that I'm going to go ahead and perform on my thoroughbred here. We're going to end up testing the NACOGDOCHES saddle versus the Panther saddle. I did a test of saddles about 2 months ago. I will leave that video on the end screen of this video if you feel like checking it out. So the NACOGDOCHES saddle will unlock at level 35. You can purchase it for $512. It does have a pretty nice design, and there's 6 different color schemes that you can choose from. So at $512, it is the most expensive saddle. So if you do not have this, hopefully this video can answer any questions that you might have about it, whether you're thinking about purchasing it or not. Now you'll see the stats right there. Compared to the Panther saddle, those stats are lower. And just like the Panther saddle or most of these special saddles, if you have the best stirrups, you're going to get a +2 for speed and acceleration. But you will notice later on in this video when we're outside the stable, you will see that there's something different about the NACOGDOCHES saddle compared to any other saddles. So I recently bought this saddle and I was testing it out in free roam, and after seeing the results I knew I had to go ahead and put a video out there for anybody that's considering buying it or for people that might have it and not really paid attention. You will notice that most of the stats for the Panther saddle are better than the NACOGDOCHES saddle, but I gotta tell you, man, it is a little misleading, and that's the purpose why I'm making this video. So just like the saddle test I did about 2 months ago, we're going to go ahead and take my thoroughbred with the Panther saddle up the East Coast and see how far we can get before my stamina fortification runs out. I do love this thoroughbred more than any other horse in the game, but you see the stamina is only about 60% full compared to the Foxtrotter, which is 100%. That's why I don't tend to use this one that much, and I'm usually on my Foxtrotter because no matter what saddle I have, this one seems to run out pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and speed this up, take the test, and see where we end off, so I'll be back with you shortly. So we're basically getting the same results as I did a couple months ago when I tested upgraded saddles, the Panther saddle and the Cougar saddle on this same exact horse. About 75 yards before that bridge is where my fortification ended up draining. So just so you guys know, I am spamming the button at the same pace to try to get my horse to go as fast as possible. I am not pushing in the left joystick to regenerate my fortification ring. If you just saw that stat that just popped up, as long as you have the stirrups that are above, I think, level 40 or 42, you will end up getting a +3 bonus with this saddle versus all the other saddles in the game will give you a +2 for speed and acceleration. So you already have a +1 bonus for speed and acceleration over any other saddle in the game. So we're going to go ahead and take the same exact test. I'm pretty sure that if you're on the fence about buying this, after seeing this, you're going to try and do whatever you can to save that money to go ahead and buy it. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. I'll be back with you shortly. Alright, so here we are. We just passed that bridge, and if you notice in the first test with the Panther saddle, our fortification stamina was already drained about 75 yards before we got there. And you can see right now, my fortification ring isn't even close to 50% drained. So this saddle definitely has a slower drain rate. Now, when I did that test a couple months ago, I ended up taking the Foxtrotter with those 3 different saddles that I mentioned, and we ended up getting to the water tower that's in Ansburg. So here I am on a horse that has less stamina than the Foxtrotter to begin with, and doing the same exact test. We've already surpassed the Panther saddle with the same horse. You see my fortification ring still isn't even at 50% yet, and we're actually nearing the same exact area that the Foxtrotter with those 3 different saddles ended up losing its stamina. So it's pretty impressive right here. We're coming up to the point where the Foxtrotter ended up losing it with those 3 different types of saddles. Now I understand this horse isn't as good as the Foxtrotter, but I specifically use this horse for that reason. We ended up losing our stamina with the Panther saddle back around the Van Horn area, and here we are past Ansburg and we're still going. So let's see how far we can go, and I'll be back shortly. Alright, so here we are. I specifically picked this point to go ahead and stop this. We're not too far from Bacchus Station. If you pay attention to my fortification ring, we're starting to get somewhat low, but it is still draining at a slow rate. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and push in the left joystick, and you will see my fortification ring start to regenerate. Now with a lot of other horses in this game, it'll regenerate and then it'll start to rapidly drain. But with this horse, technically, if you keep waiting every 5-6 seconds and you tap in that left joystick, if your horse's bonding is up, you will notice it will keep going up. And then 5 or 6 seconds later, you can go ahead and tap it again and it will keep going up. It won't instantly drain like those other horses or saddles in the game. So this saddle right here is by far the best saddle in the game. It is worth every damn penny. I highly recommend you go out and get this. And I'm happy that I got it because I love this horse. This horse has crappy stamina compared to a lot of other overpriced ones, or let's say higher priced ones. So technically at level 35, when you don't have many options for great horses, you can go ahead and turn your average horse into a great horse as far as stamina is concerned. Now obviously it's not going to be as fast as some of these other higher level horses as far as your acceleration and speed, but it will make an average horse into a great horse, and it'll make a great horse into a phenomenal horse. So this thing is worth every penny. They could have charged 40 gold for it, and if I knew that I would get these results, I would have been happy to pay it. Saddles and horses are so important in this game. We spend so much time on them. This saddle right here is probably one of my favorite things that came out of the spring DLC. Let me know your thoughts on the saddle, some of your best things about the DLC. Appreciate you guys watching. Go out and buy this if you don't have it, and if you do have it, definitely take advantage of it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.